dusty streets of Dry Gulch were quiet as the sun began to set behind the mountains. The only sound was the creaking of a lone saloon sign swinging gently in the breeze. It was a town on the edge of nowhere, forgotten by the world and left to fend for itself in the harsh desert landscape. But as the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, a figure appeared on the horizon, a lone horse and rider silhouetted against the fading light. As they approached the outskirts of town, the rider came into focus. It was a woman dressed in black from head to toe. Her long hair was pulled back in a tight braid, and a red bandana was tied around her neck. A revolver hung at her side, its barrel gleaming in the dying light. People at Dry Gulch watched as she rode into town, their eyes following her every move. She was a stranger, and yet there was something about her that set her apart from other travelers who passed through this town. As she dismounted in front of the saloon, the woman's eyes scanned the area, taking in every detail. She was here for a reason, that much was clear. And whatever it was, the people at Dry Gulch knew that it was going to be something big. The woman pushed open the doors in the saloon and stepped inside, her boots clicking on the wooden floor. The patrons all turned to stare at her, their eyes narrowing as they took in her appearance. But the woman didn't seem to notice. She had a job to do, and she was going to do it, whatever it took. No one in here knew her real name, but they all knew what she was called. And that's the Black Widow. Dry Gulch was a small town nestled in the heart of the desert. It was surrounded by rolling hills and rocky outcroppings, and the dusty plains stretched out as far as the eye could see. The town was built around a small central square, which was dominated by a towering wooden gallows. The gallows stood as a constant reminder of the town's lawless past and the need for order in a place like this. The buildings in Dry Gulch were mostly made of wood and were weathered and worn by years of harsh sun and sandstorms. The saloon was the largest building in town, and it was a haven for all manner of outlaws, gamblers, and ne'er-do-wells. The windows were covered in grime, and the sign out front swung creakily in the breeze. Next to the saloon was the general store, which sold everything from guns and ammunition to dry goods and clothing. It was a small, cramped building with shelves stacked high, and goods, and a dusty counter in the back. The owner was a grizzled old man who'd seen it all and knew better than to ask questions. Across the square from the general store was the sheriff's office, a small, nondescript building with barred windows and a heavy oak door. The sheriff was a stern man with a no-nonsense attitude, and he ruled over the town with an iron fist. There were a few other buildings in town, including a blacksmith, a livery stable, and a few small houses. But it was clear that Dry Gulch was not a place for those who wanted to settle down and make a life for themselves. It was a place for those who had nowhere else to go and nothing left to lose. Despite its rough exterior, there was a certain beauty to Dry Gulch. The way the sun set over the hills in the evening, casting a warm golden glow across the town. The way the stars shone bright in the clear desert sky at night, casting a beautiful calm over the chaos below. For those who knew where to look, there was a certain magic to this lawless frontier town. But for most, it was simply a place to survive, where danger lurked around every corner, and death was never far away. It's all gone. All of it. I have been tweaking this story for a while, going back and forth with the AI, telling it what parts I liked, what parts I didn't. It's been 3 weeks working on this story. I had a ton. I've got it all up here, but that doesn't matter because that's not how this works. Now, I could write that on my own. That's fine. And we can do that. I even got my narrator voice sounding pretty good. But all that's irrelevant right now. And I'm going to tell you why. I did all of this on my phone. I didn't record any of it because there's been such a long process in doing this. But when I opened my phone this morning to put the final nail in the coffin, the AI had reset. This story was gone. The way I was using it as an assistant was gone. And another story was gone. All of it gone. And so I started to rebuild it. I started entering what I had saved in to see if I could get it to start communicating with me again. And while it was communicating with me, it was nowhere near what it was. It was like, as weird as this is, it was like talking to a completely different person. It had no idea what I wanted. So unfortunately, at some point, if we ever get it back, this is where this story ends. Unless I redo a completely new one. But as it stands right now, it's not saving anything that we're entering. Which means going forward, we have to knock all this out in one shot. No taking our time with it. We're going to have to move quick, which is fine. That's a new format. But this is where our story of Isabella, the Black Widow, has to come to an end. And it pains me, but it's the truth. Thank you for getting this far into the video. Thank you for going on this little trip with me. I hope you found it interesting. The next one, I already have something queued up. I already have a good idea. It's going to be pretty cool. I hope you find that one interesting too. And hopefully you'll give us a big old thumbs up on the video. Maybe leave something in the comments that really helps get this thing through the algorithm, as well as a sub on the video, on the channel. Very, very, very helpful. Thank you again. It means the world that you're willing to watch through this much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Thanks again, and I'll catch you later.